What if the foods you thought were keeping you strong were actually making you weaker by the day? It sounds dramatic, I know, but for millions of elderly adults, this isn't just theory. It's reality. Every bite, every sip, every healthy habit could be quietly feeding one of the most dangerous conditions of aging: sarcopenia, the silent and progressive loss of muscle. And here's the kicker: many of the foods causing it are sitting in your kitchen right now. We're not talking about junk food from a drive-thru. We're talking about everyday staples, things people eat believing they're doing the right thing. But beneath the surface, these foods spike inflammation, block mineral absorption, raise cortisol, and accelerate muscle loss without warning. Some are even labeled healthy. That's what makes them so dangerous. And that's exactly why this video exists, to reveal what no one's telling you. So if you're over 50 and serious about healthy aging, preserving your strength, and staying independent, keep watching. Because in the next few minutes, you'll uncover the 5 most common muscle-destroying foods that people over 60 are eating every single day, and more importantly, what to replace them with. These insights could completely shift the way you age, and it all starts with awareness. Oh, and before we dive in, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss a single strategy to keep your body strong, sharp, and years younger, no matter your age. White bread and refined pasta. There's a silent enemy sitting on most dinner tables, and it's not something exotic or hard to find. It's that soft loaf of white bread, that steaming plate of regular pasta, and even those innocent-looking cookies on the shelf. What do they have in common? They're all made from refined carbohydrates, stripped of fiber, protein, and nutrients. These foods might give you a quick energy boost, but they also unleash a rapid spike in insulin, our blood sugar-regulating hormone. That spike, repeated day after day, creates a hormonal storm that accelerates inflammation, promotes fat storage, and most critically, disrupts the absorption of essential amino acids, the very nutrients your muscles need to stay strong and functional. Now, here's where it gets serious for older adults. These foods actively contribute to sarcopenia, the progressive muscle loss that comes with age. After 50, muscle mass naturally starts to decline, but when your diet is dominated by foods like white bread and refined pasta, the process speeds up. Your body becomes less efficient at synthesizing protein, and without adequate support, muscles begin to shrink. That's not just about strength. It affects balance, coordination, posture, and even your ability to recover from illness or injury. Another issue that doesn't get talked about enough is protein distribution. It's not just about how much protein you eat, but how it's spaced throughout the day. Refined carbs often push protein-rich foods off the plate, especially at breakfast and lunch. Imagine someone starting their day with toast and jam, followed by pasta at lunch, and maybe a cookie or two in between. That's a lot of sugar, very little fiber, and almost no quality protein. Over time, this imbalance not only compromises muscle regeneration, but also invites metabolic disorders like type 2 diabetes. There's also a hidden trap. These foods are hyperpalatable. That means they're engineered to taste good, but do nothing to fill you up. In fact, they spike your appetite hormones, leading to overeating. White bread and pasta quickly convert to glucose, then crash your blood sugar, making you hungrier than before. It's a cruel cycle that also leads to fat accumulation, especially around the abdomen, which further worsens inflammation. And the inflammation? It doesn't just affect joints or the heart. It directly weakens muscles at the cellular level by increasing oxidative stress and damaging muscle fibers. So what's the fix? Start with small but powerful swaps. Replace white bread with sprouted or 100% whole grain versions. Instead of traditional pasta, try lentil or chickpea-based alternatives. They pack protein and fiber, supporting digestion and satiety. Even classic oatmeal in the morning, paired with Greek yogurt or a boiled egg, can shift your muscle health in the right direction. These changes might feel minor, but they play a massive role in the fight against muscle loss and promote healthy aging. It's not about perfection. It's about awareness and progress. Once you see these foods for what they are, muscle drainers rather than energy boosters, you'll feel empowered to take back control. Because the foods that sit quietly on your plate today will shape how freely you move tomorrow. But there's another kitchen culprit lurking just a shelf away. One that's even marketed as healthy and light, but maybe tricking your muscles into staying weak. Industrial sugar-free juices. At first glance, it looks like a smart choice. A bottle labeled sugar-free, with pictures of fruits and promises of health. What could go wrong, right? But here's the truth. Most industrial packaged juice products, even the ones that claim to be diet or zero, are hiding a secret ingredient that's doing serious harm to your body, especially your muscles. That ingredient is concentrated fructose, often in the form of high fructose corn syrup or fruit juice concentrates. These substances overload the liver, spike triglycerides, and disrupt the body's ability to repair and build muscle tissue, particularly damaging for the elderly, whose natural muscle regeneration is already slowing down. Now here's the kicker. Because they don't contain glucose in the right proportion, these juices don't signal satiety. In other words, they don't make you feel full. Instead, they trigger more hunger. So not only are you drinking something that offers zero protein, but you're also setting yourself up to eat more. It's like fueling your car with a liquid that evaporates halfway through your journey and leaves gunk in the engine. Except in this case, it's your muscle tissue that's suffering and your energy reserves that are being misused. You see, muscle loss in older adults isn't just about not exercising. It's about not nourishing those muscles with the right tools. And sugar-free or light juices, they're nutrient-empty. No fiber, no amino acids, and certainly no support for mineral absorption or anti-inflammatory function. In fact, repeated consumption contributes to inflammation, insulin resistance, and even visceral fat accumulation. Not exactly what we think of when we hear the word refreshing, is it? What's even more misleading is the health halo effect. Because the packaging screams light, people start drinking these juices with meals or even between meals, thinking they're doing something good. But here's a better idea. Make your own drinks. A quick blend of cucumber, lemon, and mint with water is hydrating and liver-friendly. Unsweetened iced green tea with a splash of lemon is another great choice. It's packed with antioxidants and actually supports metabolism and recovery after strength training. Even just water with a few berries can give you flavor without the chemical baggage. For the elderly, preserving muscle isn't optional. It's essential. We're not talking about bodybuilder strength here. We're talking about walking confidently, standing up from a chair without support, or climbing stairs without feeling like you're dragging your legs. These daily victories are what define healthy aging, and they all start with how you hydrate and fuel your system. If your drink is working against your muscles, it's time to show it the door. But if juices can be that deceptive, imagine what's happening with foods that are even more processed, ones that come packed, sealed, and filled with ingredients most people can't pronounce. Processed meats and ultra-processed foods. Let's talk about something that might be sitting in your fridge right now. Sliced ham, sausages, hot dogs, or that practical pack of mortadella you grab for a quick sandwich. These are the kings of convenience. But here's the harsh truth. Processed meats and heavily ultra-processed foods are muscle destroyers, especially as we age. They're not just empty calories. They're loaded with chemical compounds like nitrites, trans fats, and astronomical amounts of sodium. Ingredients that ignite inflammation throughout the body and quietly chip away at your muscle health. Most people think of protein when they see meat, and yes, meat should be a source of muscle-supporting nutrients. But in these products, the quality of protein is so poor that it does more harm than good. The structure of these proteins is altered during processing, and combined with those synthetic additives, they no longer support muscle regeneration. Instead, they disrupt it. And for the elderly, who are already more prone to sarcopenia, the result is faster muscle loss, lower strength, and higher risk of mobility issues. The other issue is circulation. These foods constrict blood vessels, limiting the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. Think about it. How can your body rebuild what's been damaged during the day, or even from a simple walk if the nutrients never arrive? Nitrites, in particular, have been linked to vascular problems and even an increased risk of neurodegenerative conditions. It's like cutting off the construction team from the building site. How are they supposed to do their job? But it's not just the meats themselves. It's what often comes with them. Processed cheese, sugary ketchup, and, you guessed it, white bread. It's a combo meal of muscle sabotage. And when this becomes a daily habit, the body enters a chronic inflammatory state. Over time, it's not just muscles that suffer, but the immune system, sleep patterns, digestion, you name it. It becomes a domino effect that accelerates aging from the inside out. Now, here's a practical shift you can make. Trade those deli meats for shredded chicken, hard-boiled eggs, grilled tofu, or even canned sardines packed in olive oil. These options are higher in bioavailable protein and free from harmful additives. You can prepare batches ahead of time, season them with herbs, and have them ready to go for sandwiches or wraps. Just one change like this can start supporting mineral absorption, reduce cortisol levels, and boost your muscles' ability to repair. And if you're wondering how something so popular can be so harmful, just wait until we explore a food that's considered healthy in every salad. But when eaten the wrong way, it quietly blocks the very minerals your muscles need most. Raw spinach in excess. Now, this one might come as a surprise. Spinach, yes, that dark green leafy veggie that's always showing up in salads, smoothies, and on every list of superfoods. And don't get me wrong, spinach can be fantastic. But here's the twist. Eating raw spinach in excess can quietly sabotage your muscles. Why? Because it's loaded with oxalic acid, a naturally occurring compound that, in large amounts, blocks your body from absorbing critical minerals like calcium and magnesium. And those two, they're absolutely essential for muscle contraction, nerve function, and recovery, especially in the elderly, where every bit of mineral absorption counts. Think of it like this. You're eating all the right things, but your body's not getting the benefits. That's what oxalic acid does. It binds to minerals in your gut and escorts them right out of the body unabsorbed. Over time, this can lead to deficiencies, not because you're not consuming the nutrients, but because you're not absorbing them. And without those minerals, your muscles can't fire properly, recover efficiently, or resist the pull of sarcopenia. So while spinach seems like a hero, in raw, high-volume doses, it can act more like a traitor. A lot of people love tossing raw spinach into their morning smoothie or eating big raw salads every day. It feels clean, healthy, natural. But when you overdo it, especially without rotating greens, you're actually creating a mineral bottleneck. This isn't to say never eat raw spinach again. Far from it. It's about knowing how to consume it. Cooking spinach, whether steaming, sautéing, or boiling, dramatically reduces its oxalic acid content. That means your body can absorb those essential minerals more efficiently and use them to fuel muscle regeneration and keep your bones strong. Here's a simple shift. If you love spinach, try using cooked spinach in omelets, soups, or as a warm side dish with garlic and olive oil. You can also alternate with other greens like arugula, kale, or Swiss chard, which have lower oxalate levels and still pack a nutrient punch. These adjustments can improve mineral balance, support muscle function, and help reduce the chronic inflammation that wears down strength over time. The reality is the path to healthy aging isn't just about what you eat, but how you eat it. It's these subtle details like cooking spinach that make a world of difference for someone trying to maintain energy, flexibility, and independence. Because muscles aren't just built in the gym, they're built in the kitchen with every bite you choose or avoid. And while spinach might quietly rob your minerals, there's another daily habit that steals muscle power in a more jittery and stimulating way. One that millions rely on to start their day. Excess coffee. Coffee. That warm, comforting ritual that so many people swear by to kickstart their day. And let's be honest, it's not the enemy in itself. Coffee has antioxidants, it sharpens the mind, and it can even improve mood. But here's where it turns tricky. When consumed in excess, especially on an empty stomach or too late in the day, it starts doing more harm than good. For the elderly, who already experience shifts in sleep cycles and hormonal sensitivity, too much caffeine can quietly erode muscle health, and they often don't even see it coming. The first issue? Cortisol. That's your body's stress hormone, and coffee spikes it. When you drink coffee first thing in the morning, especially without food, it throws your body into a mini fight or flight response. That repeated spike leads to chronically elevated cortisol, which breaks down muscle tissue over time. Instead of helping you stay alert and strong, this pattern slowly contributes to muscle loss, weakens bones, and interferes with mineral absorption, especially magnesium, a key player in muscle contraction and relaxation. Sleep is another victim here. One of the lesser-known side effects of caffeine overload is how it silently chips away at sleep quality. You might fall asleep, sure, but the depth and restoration your body needs at night to repair muscles, balance hormones, and fuel muscle regeneration, that gets compromised. Over time, poor sleep leads to elevated inflammation, reduced testosterone, and slower recovery. All a perfect storm for sarcopenia to creep in. And as you know by now, muscle is longevity currency. It's also worth mentioning that caffeine increases calcium excretion in the urine. That matters a lot more than most people think. Calcium isn't just for bones, it's necessary for muscle movement and nerve signaling. So if you're drinking several cups a day and not replenishing those minerals, your body is slowly running on empty. Pair that with a low-protein diet and a few skipped workouts, and your muscle health takes a quiet but serious hit. But here's the good news. It's not about quitting coffee altogether. It's about using it wisely. Keep it to 1 or 2 cups a day, ideally after a small protein-rich breakfast to blunt the cortisol spike. Skip the sugar-laden creamers and drink it earlier in the day, no later than 2 p.m. to protect your sleep. And on some days, try herbal teas like rooibos or ginger with lemon. They still offer that cozy comfort, minus the muscle-taxing effects. Because in the end, strength isn't just about lifting weights. It's built on hundreds of small, invisible decisions, like how and when you sip your coffee. And now that we've uncovered all 5 of these silent dietary saboteurs, the next question is, how many of them are sneaking into your daily routine right now? Now that you know the 5 everyday foods that quietly weaken your muscles, let me ask you, how many of them were part of your last meal? 1? 2? Maybe all 5? Don't worry, you're not alone. These foods have been normalized for decades. But today, you've got something most people don't: clarity. And clarity is power. The truth is, aging doesn't have to mean shrinking, slowing down, or losing your strength. But if your muscles are silently wasting away because of everyday habits, how much longer can you wait to change? Are you going to keep letting these foods chip away at your independence? Or are you ready to start protecting the most valuable asset you have, your mobility? Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these foods surprised you the most? Have you already cut some out of your routine? Or do you plan to start now? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you found this helpful, give it a like and share it with someone who needs this knowledge too. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe and turn on a notification bell so you never miss our weekly videos packed with health wisdom, muscle-saving tips, and strategies to age with power. Your future self will thank you.